Woman, you are playing with forces beyond your ken.
Yeah, well, your Ken can kiss my Barbie.
American comedy. The Big Bang Theory has unprecedented success from 2007 to 2019. Two scientists who struggle with social anxiety had their world turned upside down when their new neighbor Penny moved in. Throughout its 12 seasons, the program introduced viewers to the world to Leonard Hofstadter, Penny, and Sheldon Cooper, three characters who would go on to become icons in American popular culture and television. Kaley Cuoco's portrayal of Penny won over viewers immediately. The way Cuoco lives today is astonishing, yet her life before was anything but average. Kaley Cuoco's tragic horseback riding accident that almost destroyed her leg and acting career, and her difficult relationship history will be discussed today. On November 30th, 1985, Kaley Christine Cuoco entered this world in Camarillo, California. She was born to Italian-American realtor Gary Carmine Cuoco and housewife Lane Ann. Her older sister is the youngest. Brianna Cuoco is Cuoco's younger sister. Brianna has a successful acting career, having co-starred in The Flight Attendant with her elder sister and appearing on Season 5 of The Voice on television. In her younger years, Kaley Cuoco excelled as an amateur tennis player. She honed her athleticism throughout her adolescence, having started playing tennis at the tender age of 3. Before long, she had risen to the level of nationally regarded player. In her spare time, Cuoco may be seen practicing tennis, a hobby she pursues alongside her professional job. She sometimes shows off her tennis prowess and enthusiasm by posting images and videos of herself on social media. While Cuoco was busy becoming a tennis pro, she auditioned for ads non-stop until she got her big break. Before winning a role in the 1982 TV movie Quicksand No Escape, she booked ads for Barbie and KFC. Cuoco joined the likes of Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe, two great performers, in the film Virtuosity the next year. The actress recounted that Washington let her seat in his red sports car in an interview with Emmy magazine in 2020. The Cuoco family wanted to make sure their daughter was prepared for the industry when filming concluded. I already knew Cuoco would say yes, but my parents sat me down and said, "This is a pretty serious job. Are you sure you want to choose this?" he said. Cuoco realized her destiny as a celebrity at the age of 16. She had a taste of the stage even at this early point of her career and felt it was her calling. Consequently, the actress made it public that she was retiring from tennis to focus on acting. Kaley Cuoco was a regular on the CBS comedy Ladies' Man from 2000 to 2001. She has also appeared in 2 television movies. She was in Growing Up Brady as Maureen McCormick and acted in Alley Cat Strike, an original movie for Disney Channel. On ABC's 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter, she landed the lead part of Bridget Hennessy when she was 17 years old. Cuoco played the eldest daughter of the Hennessy dynasty, even though she is 6 years younger than the actress who played her younger sister. Cuoco has a busy acting resume that includes her role as the lead in the last season of 8 Simple Rules, as well as guest appearances on 10.05, Crimes of Fashion, an ABC family film, Debating Robert Lee, an indie film, and Hollow, a feature picture. Cuoco has voiced several canine characters, including the anthropomorphic one from Disney's animated series Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. The 2004 TV movie Debating Robert Lee starred Cuoco as a strong tennis player. Tennis had a profound impact on her life and interests from an early age, and she now attributes her continued physical fitness to her passion for the game. Cuoco's relationship with tennis extends much beyond that of a casual sport. The sport has been an integral part of her life since she was a little girl, and will stay so as she advances in her profession. She provided the voice for Kristen Smith in Bratz from 2004-2005. She had small parts in 2 episodes of Prison Break and 2008's comedic horror parody Killer Movie, and she starred in Lifetime's 2007 series To Be Fat Like Me. Billie Jenkins, a teenage witch with projection powers, was Cuoco's last part before her actual Hollywood debut in the 8th season of the TV series Charmed. Later on, Executive producer Brad Kern said that Cuoco's character was originally developed for a possible spin-off series, but that the idea was never approved. The most exciting yet demanding part of Kaley Cuoco's career was just around the corner, though. Chuck Lorre and Bill Prade's The Big Bang Theory was a CBS comedy that became an instant hit with American audiences. Lorre, Brady, and head writer Stephen Milaro had to rethink the show's idea when the network passed on the first pilot. Penny was completely missing from the original pilot, which starred the legendary Sheldon and Leonard. Test audiences were unimpressed with Katie, who was described as a street-hardened, tough-as-nails woman with a vulnerable interior. But they were raving about Sheldon and Leonard, the two characters who would make it into the final pilot. Thanks to a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, Lorre and Prady were able to rework and repitch the pilot. Jim Parsons reprises his role as Sheldon, the beloved theoretical physicist and socially awkward genius. Johnny Galecki's Leonard, meanwhile, is a genius in his own right, but his heightened social faculties make him the show's straight man, the character who remains composed in contrast to their irreverent colleague. This time around, the producers cast Kaley Cuoco as Penny, a stunning Omaha-born actress with big acting dreams who moves in across the hall from Sheldon and Leonard, disrupts their geeky life with her job at the Cheesecake Factory, and more. "We did the Big Bang pilot about 2.5 years ago, and it sucked," Lorre said when asked about the show's evolution, while Prady and Lorre cast Simon Helberg as the self-assured but uncharismatic aerospace engineer Howard Wolowitz, and Kunal Nayyar as the once-muted astrophysicist Rajesh Kuthrapalli, who finds his feminine side. Yet while were two exceptional items that functioned flawlessly, and they were Johnny and Jim. After a complete rewrite, we were fortunate to have Kaley, Simon, and Kunal. David Saltzberg, a professor of physics and astronomy at UCLA, was hired by the writers to advise on scripts, check scripts, provide dialogue, and oversee mathematical equations and prop diagrams. For 6 seasons, Saltzberg attended every taping as the show's science consultant, which was necessary due to the show's subject matter. Produced by Warner Brothers Television, the show aired live before an audience and had mixed reviews for its first season. However, viewership went up for seasons 2 and 3. Season 1 of The Big Bang Theory was met with skepticism from critics, but viewers were captivated by Cuoco's Penny. The show's depth was enhanced by the way her character's girl-next-door attitude was expertly juxtaposed with the unapproachable intelligence of Sheldon and Leonard. On May 14, 2007, CBS ordered a 13-episode season after approving the modified second pilot. Prior to the premiere airing on CBS, the pilot was made available on iTunes for free. On September 24, 2007, the program premiered on television. On October 19, it was picked up for a 22-episode season. Production was halted on November 6, only 2 months into the show's run, due to the Writers Guild of America strike. 3 months later, the show was temporarily replaced with the short-lived sitcom Welcome to the Captain. However, the series returned on March 17, 2008, in an earlier time slot, with only 17 episodes released in the first season instead of the 22 ordered by CBS. In the first 3 seasons of The Big Bang Theory, Galecki, Parsons, and Cuoco were each paid up to $60,000 per episode. However, by the 4th season, their salaries would increase to $200,000 per episode, and they would continue to receive $50,000 increases every season until the 10th season, when they would finally reach nearly $1 million per episode. The Big Bang Theory brought more than a career debut for Cuoco. Her character Penny eventually dates and marries the character of Leonard, played by Johnny Galecki. While the actors obviously didn't get married in real life, they did engage in a romantic relationship from 2008 to 2010. The actors immediately noticed their mutual chemistry and applied their real-life romance to the dynamic on screen. The result was a fictionalized relationship that felt honest and authentic. Cuoco has said, "I had a very big crush on Johnny early on. I was so not even hiding it. He has such swagger. We were both dating people at the time, but I only had eyes for Johnny. Then when I found out he had eyes for me too, I was like, uh-oh, this is going to be trouble. The script called for Leonard to develop an early crush on the stunning Penny. The classic formula, the out-of-his-league girl falls for the charming, socially awkward nerd with a good heart. Penny and Leonard had the perfect on-screen romance. They were close friends and co-stars even after they split amicably in 2010. After Kaley Cuoco's meteoric rise to fame, the show's fourth season averaged over 13 million viewers per episode. However, viewers soon noticed that Penny's lower body was noticeably underrepresented. In September 2010, a representative for Cuoco informed E! That the actress had broken her leg. However, just a few weeks later, Cuoco revealed the horrifying reality of her situation during an appearance on The Ellen DeGeneres Show. At 15 years old, Cuoco began her extensive equestrian career. While practicing with one of her show-jumping horses one day, the animal became scared and the actress was knocked off. After a brief period of recovery, the nightmare scenario unfolded as the horse allegedly leaped up and landed on Cuoco's left leg. Initially, Cuoco felt no pain. And then I looked and I was like, wow. I remember thinking that's not normal. Her foot was facing her then. Cuoco was informed by hospital staff that physicians would probably have to amputate the injured limb after paramedics were forced to remove her riding boot off her leg. The sight of all the bones sticking out of it was horrifying. A better choice was available, thank goodness. She had 18 pins and 2 big metal bars put within her leg. Because of this, Cuoco was able to conceal her cast behind the fake bar at the Cheesecake Factory by having Penny's character promoted to bartender. Even though Cuoco missed 2 tapings worth of episodes due to the terrible tragedy, she was back on set, cast included, 2 weeks later. Cuoco had little parts in other shows while she was starring in The Big Bang Theory. Her film debut was in 2010's The Penthouse. She appeared in Hop and the Last Ride the year after posing nude for Allure magazine's annual Naked Truth story. Being chosen to host the Teen Choice Awards in 2011 and the People's Choice Awards in 2012 and 2013 solidified her status as a verified public personality. Also, she often appears in ads for Priceline.com, where she plays the daughter of William Shatner's character. Josh Resnick, an addiction expert, became Cuoco's fiancé in 2011. They were engaged for 5 months after dating for 2 months after meeting in August of that year. But they broke up in March, and details surrounding their breakup are sketchy at best. Ryan Sweeting is a professional tennis player whom Cuoco met in August of 2013, a year and a half after their first meeting. The pair were engaged just 1 month later and tied the knot in December of that same year. Cuoco showed her devotion for Sweeting in a more public manner than in her private connection with Resnick. The couple's public displays of affection were commonplace at sporting events, red carpet events, and beach outings. On one memorable occasion, it was with Haley Duff, Ali Fedotowsky, Kevin Mano, and Matt Rosenberg at Craig's, a West Hollywood restaurant. One of Cuoco's now deleted Instagram posts had the 3 couples making out at the table. As the romance between Cuoco and Sweeting progressed, viewers were increasingly fascinated. Even the couple's wedding, which had a fire and ice theme and was attended by 150 people who were completely unprepared, was a complete surprise. We texted a little bit, dinner was great, and then he moved in the next day. I know it sounds so slutty, but it wasn't. It all did move quite fast on paper, but we really did know. Sadly, the joyous couple's marriage would be short-lived. Their separation and subsequent divorce filing occurred in September 2015. The person I ended up with, Cuoco said to Cosmopolitan, who I first crossed paths with, was not the same person. The divorce was completed on May 6, 2016, and that wasn't my fault, that was his. Cuoco met fellow equestrian Carl Cook at a California horse show in March, 2 months before the divorce was finalized. The 2 equestrians started dating after rapidly bonding over their mutual love of horses. Cuoco gushed about the sportsman, stating, "He's got such a great sense of humor," during their first public appearance on a red carpet in September of that year. "When I'm annoying him to no end, and he eventually laughs, it makes me happy. To be honest, I'm confused by him. The fact that he is a genuine human being and has an insatiable appetite for both canines and equines was, for me, the deciding factor. I fell head over heels for him because he swiftly met my top requirement: must love dogs. On Cuoco's 32nd birthday, 3 months later, Cook got down on one knee and proposed. They tied the knot in June of 2018 and seemed to be enjoying their new union. But in September of 2021, when the couple formally split, the truth came out. According to an insider who spoke with Us Weekly, Cuoco would like to focus on herself and focus on her upcoming roles during this period. According to Cuoco, Cook felt emasculated by her tremendous success, much like her ex-husband did. Despite this, she continues to be hopeful and upbeat about the future. They formalized their divorce in June 2022, but she never stopped rooting for Cook to succeed in the equestrian world. Tom Pelphrey, an actor famous for his roles in Ozark and Banshee, became Cuoco's boyfriend less than a year after she revealed her breakup with Cook. "I believe in love because I've had incredible relationships," Cuoco stated, in response to criticism about her tendency to move on very rapidly. "There must be some out there. I know it. Being someone's partner and enjoying that company is something I really like." Cuoco announced some amazing news on Instagram in October of 2022. They were about to have their first kid as Pelphrey and Cuoco's parents. Matilda Carmine Ritchie Pelphrey was born to them on March 30th, 2023. According to reports, the new parents are taking their time tying the knot. A family friend has revealed, "They're committed to each other and to their family, and that's enough for them right now." Cuoco is not looking to get married again after her 2 failed marriages and her public history of relationships. Despite this, the couple is still deeply in love with each other and their beautiful daughter, Matilda. What comes next for Cuoco and the Big Bang Theory? After Cuoco launched her own production business, Yes, Norman Productions, in October 2017, it inked a multi-year production contract with Warner Bros. Television. Following Jim Parsons' announcement that the show would continue without him if renewed for a 13th season, CBS renewed The Big Bang Theory for 2 more seasons in March 2017, confirming that the 12-season run would end after the 2018 to 2019 television season. Ultimately, Laurie and Prady decided that the show could not exist without Sheldon, so they began production on the spin-off series Young Sheldon. The series finale, The Stockholm Syndrome, and its companion hour-long episode aired consecutively on May 16, 2019, bringing the end of an era for the cherished comedy. The news broke in October 2018 that Cuoco would be the voice of Harley Quinn in the adult animation series of the same name produced by DC Universe. She would also serve as executive producer for this endeavor. The series premiered on November 29, 2019, to widespread critical and fan praise. In September 2020, the show was renewed for a 3rd season and moved to HBO Max. Even though her days as Penny on The Big Bang Theory were over, Kaylee Cuoco was just getting started. With the newly founded Yes Norman Productions Company, Cuoco's first project was the adaptation of Chris Bojalian's book, The Flight Attendant, which was developed and released as a comedy drama series of the same name. The Flight Attendant premiered on HBO Max on November 26, 2020, with Cuoco starring as the show's lead, Cassie Bowden. The series was a critical success, showcasing Cuoco's versatility and range as an actor. She even got to star alongside her sister Brianna, who played a minor role. After widespread acclaim, the show was renewed for a 2nd season on December 18, 2020. The Flight Attendant was nominated for 2 Emmy Awards for Outstanding Comedy Series. In 2021, Cuoco was officially cast in 2022's The Man from Toronto alongside Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson, and in August 2019, she announced that she was set to executive produce the upcoming CBS comedy Pretty, which is written and produced by Santina Muha and Lindsay Kraft. Following an expansion of her production company's overall deal with Warner Bros. Television, Cuoco's team announced in March 2021 that the actress would play Doris Day in a forthcoming limited series based on the 1976 biography Doris Day, Her Own Story by A.E. Hotchner. Cuoco later announced that she would also serve as an executive producer on the series. With an early display of agility that made her stand out on the tennis court, Cuoco quickly found herself on stage, stealing the spotlight. Her charismatic portrayal of Penny on The Big Bang Theory solidified Cuoco as an A-list celebrity with multifaceted talent. Her varied and remarkably successful career has showcased her limitless abilities as an actor, writer, athlete, and producer. The Flight Attendant was Cuoco's second career win, and it was no minor achievement since many performers try and fail to pursue this crossover effectively, appealing to significantly different viewer demographics than the normal audience member of The Big Bang Theory. In 2018, Cuoco joined forces with PawWorks, a Southern California-based nonprofit that seeks to address the issue of animal overpopulation in shelters by educating citizens and raising awareness of the ongoing issues that the state's abandoned animals face. The actress has previously spoken about her vegetarianism and lends her voice to ads for the Humane Society. Cuoco is a Hollywood fixture and an animal activist. Furthermore, Cuoco has spoken out in favor of pit bulls, a canine species that is sometimes stereotyped as aggressive. If they're raised in a loving home, they're going to be a loving dog. That's my feeling. Pit bulls, they were nanny dogs. They took care of babies back in the day, Cuoco said. So they're fantastic canines. I'll be forever grateful to them and will shout their praises from the rafters. They're the most amazing dogs I've ever had. Kaylee Cuoco is one of a kind. She's a mother, an actress, a producer, a tennis player, and an equestrian. In all her endeavors, Cuoco displays the nuance of her character. Despite suffering through devastating breakups and coming dangerously close to losing her leg, Cuoco proved that with compassion, perseverance, and hard work, anything is possible. We appreciate you taking the time to join us. Before you go, watch one of the other films on your screen. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance that you won't want to miss.